welcome to the stream. Hello and welcome. As always, I am not completely finished yet, so I'm setting everything still up. I forgot that I already put on that camera, so at least you can see what I'm doing here. 1 second, microphone closer, and you should be able to hear me better. Hello, welcome. Hey Yatakshi, welcome. Lainey Shak, morning. Good morning. I am so glad now that I started on time because why does this light want to? Oh, the light does hate me, but I think I'm bright enough, aren't I? I don't need that light. So, I'm standing. I have quite the back issues at the moment, so I changed my whole setup so that I can stand. You see the camera, I know that you can see it. I'm not able to completely... Oh, let me try. In this setup, it isn't this. The camera does press a little bit, a lot, against my light up here, so not too much that I can do. So, DM, welcome. Liana, hey, it's like the All-Stars, isn't it? Look at this. This will kill me. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. Blame Liana, she had the idea and I just jumped on it. So she just mentioned Ultron and I just, for some reason, all, how do you call it? Sanity left me. And I thought, why not try Ultron? That's a great idea. This might be a 2-stream thing, just so you know. So, I have no idea why I'm doing this, but I'm almost set up and we can almost start. So you see I've already prepared couple of lines here. A lot of lines, actually. This is not nearly all of the lines in Ultron's face, so the face is crazy. The face, oh, Bob. Welcome, Bob. Hey, how are you? The design of Ultron, it's crazy. It is just crazy stuff. So this is really the design. I don't know what they thought when they did this. And who got the okay for that. But calling this a portrait is a bit underselling it. So might be a 2-part stream again. I have planned 1-part streams for now. This might become a 2-part stream. Let me quickly send this cry for help into the Twitter space. And then I am completely with you. Almost. One thing forgot. So, you're hearing music, right? And you're hearing me. Is the music too loud? I don't think so. Let me turn it a little bit down. Oh, Mighty, welcome. Hey, how are you today? Great to have you here. I have a coffee. This will be a fun stream for you guys because I'm completely out of it. I'm with a back pain. I am quite tired, and my meal, my dinner did not have any carbohydrates, so I'm completely more loopy than usual. So let me see. One thing I have to do is, let me think. It starts already. I need to put you into drawing mode. So let's start with the drawing mode. And this is not the Wolverine stream. You missed that one. Let me change it to our good friend Ultron. It is not very high resolution, the picture I have, so I do not have all the fine details. We will see if I will be able to put all the details into the picture, as I said. And we will see. We will see how long it takes us. I prepared, and I got more and more frightened when I started preparing this, because there's just so many lines, so many details in there. We will see. We will just jump into it, I would say. And we will probably go more. Normally I go for the eyes first, because the eyes make it look a little bit more nice. So it's more interesting for people, or at least so you cross the uncanny valley faster that way. So what I'm doing today is not with the eyes starting, because those are not nice eyes. And we will probably really start from one side and just try to make our way across the face that way. So let's start. Let me see if I missed somebody coming in. So really have all the big names in my chat today. Have I missed something? Volume is fine, perfect. Thank you very much for confirming. Thing happened in the house. I hope it's warm again at least. Almost got a strike for my new video. I had to delete it. I had with it was funny. I had in a stream, I forgot to change the playlist. I did not have my earphones, like today. I did not have my earphones on there, and I think TM asked what nice song that was playing in the background, and I didn't know what would happen, but there was they just flagged it and said, okay, this somebody else is claiming it, and I could actually delete that part of the video and everything was fine. What happened, Mighty, with the strike? Did you not expect that copyright strike to happen, or what happened? Your son did review of your artwork, YouTube flagged it, and it was on private. Okay, strange. I always only think about issues with music most of the time, and sometimes I'm thinking the pictures I'm taking, there might be some where it is not okay to use them. What I'm using is promo material for movies and stuff, so I guess they are fine with it, because everything I'm doing here is more promo. But there might be, if I would take a picture somebody took from set, which has copyright by somebody else, there might be something. But worries for the tomorrow sketching Greyhound, not the today sketching Greyhound. This is what today's sketching Greyhound has to worry about. And so let's start worrying. Where will we start? I don't want to start somewhere here. We will just put again a piece of paper on there to block me from ruining everything. But I want to start somewhere more interesting. Probably we will actually go for the eyes. Or I think we will go with this little thingy over here. That is not a big issue at all. So I don't fully understand what happened, Mighty, actually, but you don't have to explain it in. As I said, I'm a bit loopy today. I might not even if you took more time explaining it. But I hope, however, it has to turn out that it will turn out how you want and need it. YouTube is very strange sometimes. Some of the very first short that I uploaded on my channel was for the Black Panther, for my Black Panther picture, which I actually like pretty much, very much. But they flagged it as not age appropriate, which I did not really understand, and which resolved itself automatically after a couple of hours. But still pretty strange. So I really like that they have the automatic flagging system for also stuff like just telling you there is a song in your video that might be problematic or is problematic. How do you want to do it? And they even give you the option to automatically remove it. It did not work with, it was the Buffy stream where I had the issue. There were 4 or 5 songs that had to be removed. That did not work. Probably it was too much. I think the YouTube video editing system isn't able to work with so many layers. So it would need 1 layer per removed music, I think. That did not work. So I had to go back to, it processed for days and then it just didn't work. So I had to revert it to the original state, and then I just deleted manually that part where all those songs were in there. It's about 20 minutes or something that I lost. It's not a big deal. So that was fine. But at least I try. If you look at Twitch and the DRM issues they had, that's a completely different animal. If you feature young people, I guess in any form, they are really cracking down on that. Okay. I'm drawing. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for visiting me today. I need all the help I can get. I am trying to draw our little Miss Ultron here. And that might be bit more than I can chew. So I decided to go with this plate on the side. But Mighty, it would probably, it was just back to that point, it probably was just the automatic algorithm. No, you could have said, no, this is fine, this is my child, and nothing nefarious here. So please review. Would that have been an option? Because it's after all, it's automatic. It's like with my shorts that definitely did not have any over 18 material in them, and they just really, without saying anything, they just changed it back. But I think it's good that they have something like that in there, because I saw a video that somebody commented, and you know how it is. You watch, also take a look at their channel, and it was a very strange video. Just going through some, I don't know where it was. Looked very tropical, and there was just going along some kind of field, and then kids playing in a river, and even the camera angle was strange. So that the kids were somewhere up here, and it looked like it was. They didn't know that they were filmed. And I was just thinking, okay, I don't think that's that's appropriate. So I think it's good that they have something like that. It might react a little over-eager. Yeah, well, come back again. Thank you very much, Yatakshi, for visiting. Yeah, it might just be and look at our subscriber count. YouTube doesn't like any of us, so I have a frustration day today, so I'm sorry if I come across a little harsh today. You know those days when you just don't. Just don't. Let's not wallow in those topics. We are happily drawing good old Ultron, aren't we? So I think I will stay. So I was thinking about using the gray paper. This could have been very interesting with the highlights in here, but I think it would have driven me even more crazy to figure out how to do it with white and gray. But also in that regard, a little epiphany, I think, that I don't have to think too hard, I think, when I'm working with the black and the white pencil. I'm always thinking about how to really represent then the gray of the paper itself, to use it as its own color. But I was looking at some other artwork on gray paper with white and black, and they just it's just, after all, it's just one little itty bitty color, the gray itself. So if you have from black to white, it's not that big. You can even ignore that. You should also see paper as its own gray. I'm not sure it makes sense what I'm saying, so I will stop that rambling, I think. But you know, I learned something today. Learning is good. So I'm not even sure how much detail we will bring in here. So it's just more like we will start, we will see, we'll try to decide. Ross, I see Ross' name. Is Ross here? Hey, Ross. Hachi me mashite. I don't speak any Japanese anymore. Watashi wa ground desu. Anata namae wa? No good in Japanese. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for dropping in. Whose smile do you miss? My smile? Oh, that would be so cute. Thank you very much. Food? I missed something about food. How could I miss something about food? You guys are confusing me. It's easy to do that today, so. So how are you guys today? Aside from copyright strikes and whatever. So as I said, I have issues with my back, and I try to all day just to get that somehow fixed with heat, with stretching, with movement, all the usual remedies. I think to a certain degree it worked, or I probably would not have started this stream here. But I could feel better. We won't go too dark here because there are extremely dark areas on the other side. Here we will go a little bit darker. But we will need to reserve the really dark places for the really dark places. So I learned something today too. I learned that my brother is not allowed in my house ever again when he's sick. I forbid it. Oh yeah. Did he I could, let me make the camera look a little bit down, so I think this is better, so you see more of me. I look a little bit strange with the shoulders like that, but I'm standing, as I said. I'm not sitting, so that's why I'm perhaps looking a little bit strange. Did he infect you? That's not how you say it, I think. So not muscles, unfortunately not the muscles. It's something, you know, when something is not in a position where it should be. It's pretty bad. But it's already, I think it's better. I hope with all the focusing on it today it got, I hope it will be gone tomorrow. So this will be interesting. I think it struck a chord with me when Liana today mentioned Ultron, because I was posting the Batman short, and I was just thinking it was pretty fun with the mask. I did not do that much like this with mask and so on, and so I thought it just combined in my head, and it said to me, it is kind of like a mask, so why not? And now I could answer that question by now. But we will have fun with it. I will complain, and I hope you will have fun with my complaints. Because it's not you who has to do this, right? I hope that gives you a little bit of amusement. Ultron is a pretty cool villain, yes. I made my peace with the movie. I never really liked it that much. Not that big of a fan. Still, from my perspective, one of the worst movies in the MCU. I made my peace with it. It's not a very bad movie. Still better than anything from the DC extended universe, or however that's calling itself. But it's not very good. And I think Ultron is one of the things I like most from the movie. Because it is a very interesting character. Kinda sadistic, but somehow not, and it's in itself quite interesting character. And the design, I really like the design. He looks really cool, and it's very reminiscent of how he looks in the comics. But still a very current look. And he brought the Maximoff twins with him, so although they are not mutants in the Marvel Universe, but copyright, right? With all those right issues, who can follow that stuff? Okay, so I think that is enough detail for now in this little thing ding. So let's see what I've missed. Have I missed something? Yeah, this cuff, I always have it, honestly. It is some, I do not know where it's coming from. If it is something from my general condition that I have still, this cuff. But it always comes when I'm not drinking enough or something, so it's not anything other than I'm not. I don't have a cold or something. This is just something I regularly have. But it can sound really bad. If I was more, or if more people were still around me with how it is right now, I think a lot of people would move away from me in a bus if they would sit next to me or even close to me. But I'm healthy as far as that is concerned. Exactly. It might be that they do some kind of retcon or something. There might be something coming still in WandaVision, actually. That changes that because they brought. I won't spoil. Let's not talk about that. But there could be something coming now. That they change the background of all those. Now non-mutants, but perhaps in the future mutants. So, what next? It's really not that easy to decide where to continue, honestly. So let's just jump in here. We will so Dana, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Great to have you here. So let me just for good measure that pop up again. How are you today? We are drawing the good old Ultron, which is a bit different and very challenging, and probably I wanted to move to just having one stream per picture. So I managed to do that last week with the preparation. I have already prepared this before stream. But this might be a bit much for one stream, so we will see. So I hope you are well today. Chat is very chatty, so you are more than welcome to join in. There are a lot of different discussions ongoing right now, I think. Pintada Samano, welcome to the stream. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry. I cannot speak Spanish with a language. If I could, I would help you out with the Spanish. But I cannot. I'm sorry. So I will try to speak a little bit slower. I'm not native too, so perhaps that helps you, because I am already speaking a little bit slower and a bit more articulated perhaps than a native speaker would, because I have to. So I hope it helps a little bit, but I cannot speak Spanish, so I would not be able to help you by translating into languages. I'm sorry for that. But thank you very much for joining. Mo, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Big group today. Nice. So many people, and I've lost a little bit some of the discussions ongoing, but feel free to discuss. I like that you're so active in chat today. That means a lot, especially with somebody like this here, Ultron, who is a bit of a challenge. So I need all the moral support I can get. So I need to define the line here a little bit more. I have more of the messy line work right now with my pre-drawing, very messy. And if I keep it that messy, it doesn't work. So I need to define this much clearer so I can start shading it. So happy to have you, Mo. So I don't have much experience with reflective surfaces also, so this combines a lot of challenges. The area I am defining right now, for example, is a very shiny surface. So I'm just going with my general approach of saying, I just draw what I see and it somehow should work. Oh, my head is in the picture again all the time. I'm sorry for that. So I need to be careful with my head, but also with the reflection here. This is a very reflective material, like chrome or something. So it is shiny and has very, very clear lines in there. terrible with my head. No, I will not take it off. So I was trying to stand taller. So yeah, as I said in the beginning, I have adjusted everything for my back pains I have right now. So I'm standing, drawing standing. So the camera and everything is not 100% ideal. The adjustment is not perfect, but it will work. So this is a very dark area where we are in. So this is one of the darkest places in the whole, let's call it, phase. So we need to be careful and go as dark as we can here. So, sketching, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. So, I think we will put something like a general darkness in here. So, when I go in with Mr. Squeaky, yeah, something like that. Okay, so, how are you, sketching? I hope you're well today. This beautiful day here with us. It was actually not that beautiful weather-wise, but in the evening we had a little bit of sun coming through, so the dogs were happy. So I think this is really the darkest. So I think we can go all in with the black here. What have I done? Have I killed the chat? Didn't I talk enough with you guys? Am I not interactive enough? I'm not interactive enough. How can I interact more, guys? What do you want me to talk about? You can ask me anything. We can do an armor if you want to. I'm an open book. Pintada Samano, I'm not even sure if I've said hi yet, but welcome. I think I did. You tried, oh, you were with the Spanish. Okay, I will talk slower then again. I'm sorry. You are learning. That's good. So at least it's good if not too exciting things happen in stream, right? So you can concentrate also on learning. Thank you very much for having my stream on while you learn. I'll try to supply you with good learning energy. So we will keep the more quiet music, I guess. You were just wondering what the last movie I watched was. What was the last? The last movie actually today, Iron Man. I rewatched Iron Man and I started with Iron Man 2 because from time to time, you know, a comic book nerd like myself has to rewatch the whole Marvel universe. So I started with that. Or were you thinking new movie that I have not seen before? Then that actually would be, I think, Aladdin, Disney's Aladdin, a couple of days ago. Thinking about if I smudge it. The thing is with this black here, there is a lot of white in between, because that's just the structure of the. I think I will do it. I don't think I should, but I will. You know, it directly looks so much darker because I just get to all those white places. That is because of the raised paper. I get to all of them this way, so it just becomes a lot darker. Not sure it is a good idea to do that now, because I probably have to do it everywhere now. But it actually adds to the realism, because you don't have just this strange texture. So Aladdin, I watched Aladdin, and it was much better than I anticipated it to be, because I expected a dumpster fire, and it was okay. It was really, really okay. Some of the songs just did not fit at all. I didn't even know them. I'm not sure they were not in the original movie, so I have no idea if they came from the Broadway musical or something, or if they wrote them for the movie. They shouldn't have. They didn't really fit. Everything but Genie. The songs from Genie were more or less superfluous. You didn't need them. But yeah, it wasn't. I expected much worse. It wasn't really beloved universally, so I expected really bad. Cool Iron Man is a good movie. Been a while since I've seen it. I like Aladdin both versions. I'm not even sure if I've seen the animated movie. I think I have watched it not too long ago, actually, because I never saw it when I was smaller, when I was in the age where you would expect, where you would be expected to watch such a movie. But I think I've seen it. Not sure. I feel like I have seen it, but this one now, it's solid. It's worlds better than Mulan. Mulan is really bad. That is really bad. Thank you very much for sketching. I'm not sure. I am experimenting here, more or less. This is not a lot of planned. I'm not really planning what I'm doing right now. So with the smudging and stuff and so on, it's more experiment. But if it helps you, then then I'm glad. So I have to. I like this pen because it doesn't happen what happened with Mr. Squeaky here and with the dark one. It doesn't happen that you have a lot of white in between your shading, like with this one or with Mr. Squeaky. So because it's just harder and you can put much more pressure on it, and it flattens the paper. So this is really, from time to time I will become a bit more quiet like right now, because I really have to think a little bit about what I'm doing. But yeah, Iron Man is a really good movie, definitely. I think it just set really the standard for what you expect from a Marvel movie. It showed the world actually that superhero movies can be good and can be high budget and can be realistic. Yes, the Batman movies before were also really good in that regard, but they took a more grounded character. Like Batman is, if you don't think too much about the 90s Batman movies, it is more of a grounded character. It doesn't have superpowers. It is very dark. Iron Man is very flashy, very technological, sci-fi, and it just taught the world how good such movies can be. So it was a very important movie. And also with Robert Downey Jr., big name associated with it. It also set the bar in terms of what you expect of the cast of a superhero movie. So I have been watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order. I love all those movies. Yeah, I'm rewatching now again also in timeline order. I skipped actually the Hulk because it's not the best one, and they changed the actor anyway, and it does not feel like it belongs to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. For some reason, it's not a bad movie, but if I watch the Hulk played by Mark Ruffalo, it just doesn't feel like the same character, and that's not bad. But it's just, for me, it's not. It doesn't really happen. It doesn't feel like it really happens in the MCU. So, but it doesn't have to, does it? Not even sure why they even bothered with the Hulk movie, because the ones coming before were not very good. The bar wasn't very high for a Hulk movie. We watched Greenland the other night and really enjoyed it, but I was expecting it to be terrible, as fellow Scott Garrett Butler was the main character. Why don't you like Garrett Butler? I like him. He's a little bit like Tom Hanks. He always plays himself to a certain degree, so you normally know what you get when he stars in a movie. But other than that, I like to see him actually. Do we hate Garrett Butler? Did I miss something? Did he do something? Greenland. I haven't seen it. I'm not even sure that I've heard of him. Okay, get some comfort food, Mighty. Thank you very much for joining today. Thank you. Have a great day. See you soon. See you perhaps the day after tomorrow when the next stream starts. You will be seeing if we have to continue with this or if I magically finished this today. It doesn't look like it, so don't expect it to. I'm somehow already developing time-saving mechanisms to get this done a little bit quicker. This will not be one of those ultra realistic recreations where you in the end don't recognize if it is the photograph or if it is my picture. It won't reach that level, and starting to think that other than my me not being patient enough to do something like that I'm either lacking techniques for that or I have the wrong tools. I'm not sure. Not everything has to be hyper realistic though, so I guess we will be alright, but still I have to find out what it is that stops me from reaching that detail level that I sometimes see on Instagram. I just need to know. I don't need to do it like them. I just would like to know if I could, you know. So I heard Snoop Dogg in the background there for a second with that We Initial Beat thing. Snoop Dogg background? What do you mean? Do I have again the wrong music playing? I don't hope so. No. So I turned on the Hulk movie and worked on my drawing that is taking me forever to do. You mean right now, or? It is not a bad movie, but also I think not everyone is really aware that it is an MCU movie because head again. I'm sorry. Because they are very much interlinked always. That is the big thing with Marvel movies, and that movie not so much. I wasn't very. It's not bad, as I said. I'm saying that often enough now, I think. but it's not necessary. Chuck, are you already? Yeah, you're still here. Have you seen the Hulk movie? Was it listed in the list I gave you when you watched them? I'm not sure it was. I don't have anything really against Garrett Butler, but just some of his movies have been very poor. I don't know, I haven't seen that many from him, I think. He actually comes from a town that is 20 minutes away from me and where I attended university. I like his accent very much. It is an amazing accent. So if you have that accent, why aren't you doing voiceovers in your videos? Have I missed them? Oh, I often only watch videos without audio, so there is a small chance that I just have never heard your voiceovers. But I think you're not doing any, are you? Everyone with that genius accent should do voiceovers. You should be forced by law to do them. You know? There should be more Scottish in the world. I mean, when Scottish people start, there's no chance, snowball's chance in hell to understand them. So real Scottish accent is... You have to already give us the the reduced version, so we have even a chance to understand you. But Scottish is just brilliant. So yeah, I did tests before, and I decided not to smudge, but I've changed my approach again. I did some tests here, smudging, non-smudging, to see what would be the best effect. but I've started to smudge, so we will smudge. If you are a long-time watcher of my channel, isn't there something after about 6 months, a little bit longer now than 6 months, can I call anybody a long-time watcher? I don't know. If you are a long-time watcher, though, you know that I don't smudge normally, but I think that's one of the reasons why my artwork doesn't feel that detailed sometimes, because you always see the structure of the paper through it, and that automatically feels less detailed. So, no, you don't have the wrong music playing. Thank you very much for confirming. It was just one of the little beats sounded like the start of Snoop Dogg. Yeah, that is often the case. Also with the rights-free music, I think sometimes they really just on purpose recreate the feeling of bigger music, of known music. Or they get inspired by non-rights-free music. That's okay, I think. So, Ikra, thank you very much for joining and confirming that you like it. Thank you very much. Your voice doesn't sound anything like his, I don't think. I don't have that gruff voice. I did do a blending video and have one live stream where I talk. I have to check that out. I have to find that. Maybe I will need to put on that voice and it will attract the crowd. It might. It might. Definitely more than a German accent does. So go for it. I'm saying use everything you have. Do you still do live streams? If so, I would have missed all of them. So, are you planning to do live streams? So, where do we go next? It feels a little bit like a Star Wars design, doesn't it? It looks a little bit like a TIE fighter or something. It's not ultra clean, but I think it's good. So how do we continue up here? It's much lighter. We need to define clearly the lines again. So probably end up sounding like Shrek. Shrek is also a fun voice. It's not exactly what you think about when you think Gerald Butler, but it's also a fun and lovable voice. So even if it's not the worst thing in the world. So this is somehow not the right proportions we have here. I think we will go with it. We will change it a little bit. I don't think anybody will really notice. So, Clayton, welcome. Thank you very much for joining. So glad you made it. Don't worry for being late. Perhaps I was just early. It's all a matter of perspective. So, we are trying our hand on good old Ultron here. It is not the easiest thing I have tried yet. So, gonna see if it works out in one sitting or if we will have more than one sitting. I think we can call it. We have done now an hour and we are not that far in. So this will definitely be a 2-stream portrait. But that is fine for me. I hope for you too. There will be even enough stuff to do afterwards. This will be a long video. A long time-lapse video, I would think. So what have you been up to, Clayton? Have you drawn something lately? Other than what you've posted on the Discord? It does look very Star Wars at the moment. Yeah, looks great so far. Thank you very much. As for live streams, my issue is finding a quiet place at my house. It's full of people and animals. Yeah, I see that. I'm doing this in my own little chamber here where my PC and everything is, so I can just close the door. And we don't have kids, so that is easy. That makes it easy. We only have animals, and they are very quiet animals. The loudest animal actually is our cat. She can get really loud. She's very strange. I should make a TikTok animal out of her because she's always talking and she's always answering. You know those cats you see on TikTok? She's worse. You ask something, she replies always. And she can get really, really loud. You can have really, really big arguments with her. When she thinks she should get something new to eat, she can get really loud. Or sometimes she just hasn't seen where you went, and then she just screams through the whole house. Wanders, searching, screaming. And she's also very she likes to hurt. No, you have to be careful with how she reacts and understanding her body language when she wants to strike. You just have to be careful. She's a strange cat. As I said, once starting with the smudging, we will have to use it more or less everywhere, because it's just a look and feel that we have to make sure that everything fits well together. And once you have used it at one point, it just looks out of place if you don't use it at another. Thing is, right now I will have to try to get my gel pen is actually really now empty. I need to get more of them. No, it starts again. Unbelievable. I've tried to get it to work. It didn't, and now it's just started reworking again. We will be using it actually here on more than just the eye. You see, it doesn't write anymore. I have to get other ones. This is not a good one. Anybody has great white gel pens that you can I'm missing a lot of words today again. That you would tell me that is a good one you can buy. How do you call that? Yeah, I need better gel pens. Thank you very much, Sarah Make. Thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for saying that. Greatly appreciated. It is a bit of an experiment. And we can't call it yet if it was a successful experiment or not. But it's not terrible. I think we will just go up a little bit here. And start with some of these plates on the side. Again, we need a little bit more sharpness in the general lines. This is very light, so we have to be a little bit careful not to go too dark here, so that we have still all the contrast is the word, all the contrast we need. In contrast to the darker places like around the mouth and what we just drew there. So we will just work with the hard pencil here, giving it a little bit of a structure. So that is a funny story about the cat. Sounds like a horror movie. Wanders around the house. It can really, it can be, if you're alone at home, it can be it can be a bit scary if you're alone at home and somewhere the dogs don't react at all, so it's really just you and I'm sitting here on my desk and drawing something or watching something or playing something, and then the scream starts and you just have this meow through the whole house, and it just comes closer and closer and closer. It gets a bit more funny again when she just comes around the corner, and sometimes she likes to carry around those little boxes of handkerchiefs, those plastic thingies you have in your you carry around with yourself. She loves to carry them, and she wants you to throw them. So she's also a part-time dog, and she just carries them around, searching for you, and does these screams with them in her mouth. So she's funny, but it can be a bit scary if you're alone. Welcome back, Lenny. Yeah, it is. It gets a little bit of already of character, doesn't it? So we already see that it won't be a very sharp portrait. It will be more the messy kind, like my Joker and stuff. So it's a look. It's perhaps not the look I envisioned in the beginning. I thought it would be, or my expectation was it to become a little bit more clean, but I'm going with it. So I think it is okay. It suits it well enough. So it looks okay. It will have character. Let's say it like that. It will have character. So these parts will be pretty quickly because we only have to work with one pencil. The shading will be done pretty quickly. We might have to go into more detail at a later point in time, but not yet. My head is again in the camera all the time. This will be a pain in the ass again with editing. Will be a long time-lapse video, a little bit shorter because I have to edit out all the head situations. Thank you, Clayton, just saw it. Sierra, thank you very much for saying that you like it, guys. It means a lot because I'm always, especially with these more, I mean it, I tweeted, I need you guys to visit me and help me getting through this and not going crazy over all that. I mean that because I'm a bit unsure about this stuff. I don't know why I'm doing so many new things lately, and every stream it is something I haven't done before. It is somehow baby steps if you look at it. It's all just tiny varieties in what kind of model I'm using, what technique I'm using, what materials I'm using. Not that big, it's not giant leaps in creativity I'm doing it, but it's always something new, and I think it's actually a good tempo, it's a good speed. Thank you very much, Mo. So what will we do now? That's also an interesting thing about this piece. You have so many different parts in his head, so you always have to decide which part next, and then you can go for that part. That makes it actually a little bit easier and interesting. You just draw him part by part. It's like when you compartmentalize hair to make it more easy to handle and to... I don't have hair in this one, I don't have teeth in this one, so you might think I'm really happy about that. I am, but there are enough other things that make it difficult again. But you have this... It compartmentalizes itself almost because of its nature. That's pretty nice of Ultron. So, Lainey, everything okay at home? Are you relaxed again? Is Lee there? Hello Lee, if you're there. The things with live streams on YouTube is it all stays. You can always rewatch it. With Twitch, they get deleted, the VODs. Video on demands. You can watch them for a couple of days, then they are gone forever. You don't have to think too much about what you're rambling. Here, all things I'm just rambling out today again. It will be there forever. All good? Okay. So how do you like, what's the game called? You know, Valheim, I think, right? Valheim? How do you like it? I'm not that sure with the optics. It is a cheap game, so it has this 8-bit look that is pretty fitting for the price range, but I'm not sure if I love it. We are breeding on Ark. Thank you very much for the clarification. Not that kind of channel. I'm just thinking, do we need more of those survival crafting games? There are so many out there now. But I'm not sure if we need more. It's like, you know, we're playing together, actually. Not a two-person, we exchange the controller. This Immortal Rising, is it called? I think Phoenix, the new Ubisoft one. It is a straight up Breath of the Wild clone, but so extreme Breath of the Wild clone, and there's nothing really new in it. It is a good game, it's a solid game, and we are playing something now for long. It is a good mix of stuff. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much for making this bearable for me and keeping me company. I'm sure I will. Thank you very much. I hope I will see you the day after tomorrow. But what I was getting at with that Phoenix thingy game, it is really not new, and then also the story again, it's one game too many for me actually. It is based in ancient Greece, so it is a copy of extreme copy from Breath of the Wild, not a bad one per se, but it is an extreme copy. And the Greece storyline with the Greek gods, with Minotaur, with all that things, right? All the classical Greek motives, and it's just so done. It's been there, done that. You cannot do right now. People are more overusing the Nordic gods stuff, you know, with Thor and all of them. So they perhaps thought time ripe to go back to the Greek. I don't know if that was a good idea. It has a very interesting humor. If you don't like the type of humor they're using, might not be for you, but for me it works, and it's really funny. So it's a good game, it's a solid game, but it is just a copy overall. Everything is copied and overused, and I'm not sure who greenlighted that. As I said, it's a good game, we have a lot of fun, but I don't see it just catching on as a very big success. Not a lot of innovation in there, but what do you expect from the big gaming companies these days, right? All the innovation comes from small ones. Look at Phasmophoria, stuff like that. Or Among Us. The interesting concepts don't come from a Ubisoft these days. So, Game Philosophy 101. with Greyhound. They do, right? And once they are successful, once they've proven that they work, someone big comes around and tries to cash in on them. But well, that's how it works, isn't it? It actually looks a bit better on the camera. I think you guys have a better view on it than I have. It looks pretty cool actually on camera. A little bit smaller. It looks pretty neat. I should look more at the camera picture. Motivates me a bit. But I definitely need a good white gel pen for the next time, because I have to highlight some of the direct reflection lines, and this pen doesn't work. How are the view numbers now with Valheim? I think you have the first one is now online for almost a day, your first video. Are there decent views on the videos? If you don't want to discuss your channel on my channel, that's also fine, but just say the word. I'm just interested. And all you guys here that haven't watched the Yorkshire Puts Gaming channel should definitely do so. So now we have the smaller compartments. Around the eye. Thank you very much, lady. It did okay. Yeah, it's the first one, right? Are there any Reddit forums you can market to, or they overrun? They're probably overrun. Or they don't allow posting of links, right? I don't like to advertise it all anymore on Reddit. I tried today again, and everything that comes is invites to watch other people's video or to join some Discord that can help you grow. But you have to subscribe to them first and do this and do that and put that into your description of every single video, and I don't know what. And I had today also again someone that wants to work on my SEO and advertise, and I don't know what. And I don't want to put money into a channel that doesn't make money. Just doesn't sound very sustainable, you know. So, yeah, but we will need the second stream. Perhaps even the third stream. I'm not sure if we will do that, but we could probably populate a third stream. The head, I'm sorry. It's not the best setup I have standing here, because the camera is far further away, because the face, it would just be in the face cam view, and so I'm always under the camera. Don't mind discussing it, I don't want to take away from your art, so are you happy to talk about it? No. If I ask, I think it's okay. I need discussion. Not too much to talk about the art right now, so I am thinking about introducing again a little bit of color, but it would probably go the same way as it did with the not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. I would probably have to erase a lot of stuff first before I put any color in here. For example, here I would have to go almost white in a couple of areas and then put some red in there, because it would just swamp if I would just put the red on the lead. It would just look like a swamp, I guess. So this smudging works pretty neat with these with the materials we're working with the metal. It looks pretty reflective, smooth. So that's the good side of the smudging. That's one of the reasons why I do not really like to do it with normal regular faces, because they tend, if you just use it very much and don't layer on it again, faces tend to be too smooth, to not look like skin anymore. So that's one of the reasons why I tend to not do it on regular faces. Here with our friend Ultron, it is very helpful actually. It's also it's speeding up the process. And with the Blackstone pencil, it's very smudgy. You can smudge it very easily. It's almost made for that. So plagued color, yeah, it's like some kind of corrupted color. So now it will become interesting. We are getting close to the eyes. Let me first make a complete frame around the eyes. And then we will see, because I haven't thought about how to make those eyes yet. I'm not even sure if it is something special, but eyes always bring character, so they will also here. So it will at least be interesting to see if it works the way I'm drawing right now or not. So first, as I said, we need a complete frame. So we will also go down here first. A lot of detail work. Not sure if it is exciting. Chat seems to fall asleep. As long as people enjoy it and it is kind of meditative or something, that's fine with me. If I'm boring people, not so much. But we will have to do a lot more of these areas. Who is sleeping? The chat is sleeping. I put the chat to sleep. No, you can't be chatting all active in a 2-hour chat. I get that. How long are we live? Almost 2 hours already. So yeah, we will. This will take a long time still. So. Let's see. So but I think I like how it turns out. So Jane, welcome. Thank you very much for dropping by. Thank you for saying that. I am struggling a bit, but I'm holding on. So let's try. I think for the eye we will actually go with the not the darkest pencil. It does look like he's asleep. Who? This one or me? So, but I think this looks okay with the eye. So this is more like it. So it does have a lot of detail shading and highlighting more. Yes, it definitely has. Thank you very much for dropping by, Dana. Thank you so much. And good luck with the painting. I'm sure it will be amazing. And I can't wait to watch it. The next live is the day after tomorrow. Ultron looks... I've opened his eye, so he should now look awake, which is not a good state, which is not a state you want to meet him in. At least as long as you are human. So... I feel like I can say something positive about myself, right? I feel like I'm doing a pretty okay job with the smudging. I'm not doing that a lot, so I'm pretty surprised as how well it works. Thank you very much for dropping by, Lainey. And thank you for lurking. That is very much appreciated. So I will keep these areas which are really red. I will keep them open. I will keep my options open. So I might bring in color at the end, but I don't think I will. So don't keep your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. But I don't know yet how I will color them. So, okay. Okay, so where do we go next? Yes, it's not a good thing for Ultron to wake up. Is it? You know, with the smudge effect, it almost gets a little bit like an airbrush look. Airbrush is also very nice together with for metal. The techniques of airbrush lend themselves very well to metal, and smudging kinda has this look and feel also, I think. So it's a bit dark. that's a good thing with the knittable eraser. You can just take away a little bit of the darkness. Then we can add a little bit of the harsher dark lines in the structure, and then it is okay. So that will not be my favorite area. Only line we will go into that direction. For now, we will stay on the left side of the face. So how to go on? So here we are in some areas that have a lot of intricate details in them. We will not be able to recreate all of them. But it should already work with a couple of them. So we just try to put in some lines here. And then hope that it translates into detail in the painting, in the drawing. So these lines right here are responsible for a lot of the 3D effect in this area. So we will definitely try to get them somehow represented in the picture. So, but some of them have to stay. So it's also a bit of an 80s design. No, it's very current, it's very modern, but it also has a bit this comic 80s era design. Okay, how do we now shade this so we don't lose all the detail? So let's just start here. I always just at some point just jump in. And this is a jump in moment for me. I just start doing something. Because if you don't, you're just paralyzed and think about how to do something forever. And as I said, I will directly after the stream order new, hopefully better gel pens that might help us with the very light lines we have also in this area, the complete white reflections, because I have these pens now, these pastel pens, pens like that, which work pretty nice. Thank you, Strode. Thank you very much for saying that. They don't work in this context. I need gel for this. I am not sure what I think, because it is different than I imagine it to be, but it gets better, I think. I don't really get the light part wrong. So there are a lot of light areas that I need a gel pen or something for, and mine doesn't work. I don't know if it's not full enough anymore, or if it's just a bad gel pen. I need a new one. But there are some light lines here that I cannot reintroduce without that. But I think that will help a lot. Thank you, Strode. Ticha DIY, thank you very much for joining. Hello. Yeah, I think it turns out on one side it doesn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to. On the other side, I think it turns out pretty okay. It's not terrible. You're stunned at how good it is you're doing. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ticha, for also saying that. Yeah, as I said, I imagined it a little bit different, but I don't really have a benchmark. This is the first time I'm doing something like this, and especially with the amount of smudging I'm doing. I haven't done a lot of smudging with my Joker piece, for example. I love my Joker, one of the few of my artworks that I really like and still like. Sometimes my opinion changes. But I think it's good. So let's see. And I am holding my head much too much into the camera. My head has more screen time than I do. Yeah, self-critic, so I get you completely. It's terrible, and I'm not even sure why. Do you also Are you also like that, that you are holding yourself back sometimes when I tend to, for example, I think it's really, especially in the smaller version that you are seeing, it's not bad. But I'm saying it's not bad. I'm not saying it's good or something. Do you know that feeling when you hold yourself back and when you think it's actually not it's good, but you just don't manage to call it good? Imposter syndrome, I think. Imposter syndrome. I think this works for this area, to make sure. Difficult to get your vision on the paper exactly how you imagine it, so we probably always find something missing. Yeah, exactly. Or some just different. So this is, for example, it is more like my Joker piece. It is more no, abstract is not the right word, but it's not clean. It's not really. I imagined when I'm looking at the original, the metal and everything, it has a very clean look. It does not have now in this representation, but it doesn't need to, does it? And also this is a complete new thing, so I should cut myself some slack. The closest I've been to something like this is with the Wonder Woman tiara, which is also metal. Oh, the Iron Man helmet. This is a completely different scale. Okay, so yeah, and I should enjoy that. I think that it is more free, and that I'm just not somebody who sits on the same piece of. I'm seeing some, even on Twitch, I'm seeing some artists that are working for more than a week, almost daily, on pieces. I can't do that. That's not me. I don't have that time. Well, it's not even a time thing. I don't have the patience to do that. I don't have, and this is very trying for me already, to get the patience for this, to complete this. And probably I would not if I would not do it in a live stream, and therefore having people watching me and somehow forcing me to continue, and having at least the illusion of expectations from people to finish this, you know. So this is a very interesting structure in this area. You don't see it in the small picture, but this is, I'm not even sure what they try to imitate. It's a bit like snake skin, but it's metallic. It's a little bit like a tire structure. Not sure what kind of material this even is. It's flexible. It's the neck, so it has to be something like rubber or something. It has a strange texture, but I think I have an approximation of that now that works for this piece. I was very impatient in drawing and painting. I totally get you. Yeah, it's good to have somebody who's like that. Yeah, Mo is like that too. I would not be able to work a whole week. I'm really, sometimes I wish I would be. Those people get detail in there that's just unreal. On the other side, I think I'm happy with what I'm doing, or I would do it differently, or at least I would try to do it differently. So this is very light, so we need to be careful that we define the forms without too much of a shading even. And here we get a shading. So, but I need a clean Q-tip because otherwise it gets too dark, because the Q-tip is completely full of lead already. I could use those Q-tips to draw a complete picture by now, probably. So, ooh, Bob is back. Welcome, Bob. Back from TV watching, as we were all a bit too tired to commit to watching a movie, so just decided to chill out tonight on here again. Perfect. Welcome back. We are over 1 hour already, but I think we will continue for a little bit. Over 2 hours. Have I said 1 hour? 2 hours? Because I want to ideally be done in 2 streams, because originally it should have been 1 stream. But still a lot to go. So this should be a really dark line. Okay, so I think we have... we are about to reach this little knob here, which has a very interesting shading too. So we have, let me sharpen this. So, okay, it broke. Of course it did. But it broke, and therefore we don't have to completely sharpen it anymore, because now we have a quite sharp edge. So my head is probably again in the picture, so let me move back a bit. So we need a very dark line all around. That's not too big. Then we need it to feather out a little bit on the outside. And then we need in there, we have a line. Let me first try to trace it with a pen that I can erase. Thank you very much, Stir Design. Thank you so much for even coming here. It's so great to have you in the live stream. So I appreciate it, even if you have to go now. Thank you very much, and see you soon. Day after tomorrow, I will continue with this. So we will also highlight this line. And then we will probably have to sharpen that again later, because we will be smudging. And it will probably lose definition. I probably should have just put it on there at the end after smudging. But well, it's not something I'm doing a lot. I'm not an expert in that. Thank you very much, Mo. Do you feel I get the feeling you feel that I'm a little bit on edge about this. Come on. Part is also my thrown out back, which is still hurting a lot. And I'm moving a lot around here, which is not the best for it. So, come on, a bit darker in here. So I think that is good. Now we have to sharpen that line again. Giving it a little bit of a shadow. Thank you, Bob. Thank you very much for saying that. Yeah, I messed this one up a little bit. It should be a bit more. Doesn't have the exact shape I need here. But all in all, I think, I guess we would be able to work with that. But it's okay. So Pete, you're a trooper for doing this piece while in pain. I would have thrown the towel by now. Ah, well, it's not that. It's not that bad. You know, we men are always complaining more than we have to about pain. The head. So we need a little bit of finish in here. Yeah, but I think we are done for now, truth be told. There's still a lot to do, but there will be a stream the day after today. So I think this is all for today. Let me move it a little bit closer. Not too close, because it loses a lot when it is too close. So you see, we have already a lot of detail in there. The technique works reasonably well for the metal effect. It gets a little bit of this menacing touch, I think, by doing this technique. So it's okay. Yeah, this would definitely take another stream, and probably even longer. We will see. We will work against the clock the day after tomorrow. Same time, same place. The time lapse then, if you cannot make that one, will come up on Monday if I manage to. And yeah, that's all. Bob, you did great. Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us along the journey. Always. I'm just always hoping that I'm not boring you with my ramblings or not being fast enough or something. But we managed probably more than I expected to. and this was all new for me. So I'm looking forward to trying to replicate what I did today, the day after tomorrow. I hope you will all be there and hold my hand through that. Thank you very much for watching today, and see you soon. If not the day after tomorrow, on your channel or on a later stream. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Mo, for sticking with me today almost all the whole stream. Thank you so much. All of you have a great day, evening, morning, whatever it is where you are. Thank you very much, and see you soon. And where's my